dealing with uncertainty. Uncertainty is something I don't like to feel, especially the older I get. The closer to my retirement years I get, the less I want to feel uncertain about things like financial situations and what am I going to do for a job, that sort of thing.
I don't wanna save ya, don't wanna be strangers. Let me feel like you know what to do. Leave your limitations, live and go against them. Just let go and start up something new. Cause I know that what you planned out, everything that you built up, isn't what you want. And I know the life you're living isn't that fulfilling. Let me help you out.
In my HR career, during times of downsizing or position elimination because of mergers and buyouts, I always felt particularly bad for people in the 50s age range. They were close to retirement, but not close enough. Really, they were still miles from it. There was still a lot more money needed in the nest egg, which I also think is why I've seen several people in my HR career who are in their 50s, early 60s, who are burnt out, tired of the job they've been doing. They're negative. They're very cynical of the things the company is doing. And maybe it's justified, right? I mean, they've seen all these other things happen. And their cynicism is probably not unwarranted. And they just say things like, I'm just waiting to retire. I've got X amount more years and I'm gonna retire. I'm just waiting it out. They can do what they want to do. I'm just gonna do what I've been doing. And when it's time for me to go, I'm going. Don't really care what happens here. As I sit here, I don't really care what happens. I've seen that attitude a lot, but they've let all of this stuff get to them. They've let themselves become jaded and really hardcore cynical. And it's because they just figure, well, I've only got so many more years left to do this. That's fine. And then I retire and it's fine. I can do it for X amount more years. My feeling on this, my thinking on this is that I do not, if I am that miserable working somewhere, and I get it, they've earned all this seniority, all this vacation time, etc., etc. I understand that. But my philosophy, my thinking is I just don't want to spend even just the last 5, let's say I only was going to work 5 more years. I don't want to spend the next 5 years just being miserable every day for 40 plus hours a week. Not even for 5 more years. Because that is a long time. That is a long time. That's a big chunk out of my life. That is significant. I've already, if I'm this person who's all grumpy and negative and jaded, the next 5 years, how many other years have I been like this? How many other years have I been unhappy? You got to add the 5 plus the other 10 or 12 or 15. That is a long time to be miserable. Weekends, vacations, evenings, if you're miserable, that time you get for that isn't enough. I want to spend my exiting work years feeling happier, feeling more fulfilled. I mean, I have gained a lot of knowledge and skill over the last 20 plus years. Why wouldn't I want to put that towards something that makes me happy? Why wouldn't I want to go into my retirement years not wanting to retire necessarily? Maybe I don't get as much vacation at my new job. Maybe I do though, right? You can negotiate money, you can negotiate vacation, you can negotiate almost anything. I don't think it helps a person's overall health either to work in a place where they're unhappy, especially if the culture is toxic or somehow not that great. And you just really don't like being there. It's not just the hours you spend there, it's the hours that you think about it on your commute home, or the dread you may feel on the commute there, or, a Sunday night, dread that you might feel, or I just don't want to do this tomorrow. As I enter my 50s, I want my 50s to be my renaissance. I want it to be a time where I flourish. I want it to be a time where I am enjoying my work and my life, because I feel like I've I hate to say wasted a lot of it, but I have spent, so I won't say wasted, but I have spent days, hours, months, years just on things that that didn't lead me into that put me in a bad headspace most of the time. The weight I've gained over the years, the bad habits I've gained over the years are all a result, maybe indirectly, but still a result of not being happy with things, with my life in general, and my career in general. I think that if you're not happy with what you do and how you spend your time, it does a toll on your mental and physical, emotional health. And I don't want to go into retirement already sick. And so that's why I think it's worth it to, if you go to the next job as a middle-aged person, to look for that thing that inspires you. To look for work that is more fulfilling for you, whatever that means. I believe that you'll just be overall healthier and happier. And if you work later in life, it'll be because you want to. Or if you need more time to build up a bigger nest egg, you won't mind doing it so much because you're happy where you're working. If you can't negotiate the vacation or whatever, the time off, would you rather have a month of vacation and be miserable the other 11 months? Or would you rather be happier the whole 12 months and have a couple of weeks vacation? Whatever age you are, don't be afraid to go for something else that you really want. Don't take the attitude that, oh, I'm almost done anyway, might as well just stay here. If you're not happy, no, don't stay there. Become one of those really grumpy, jaded people who, can barely even smile anymore because they just really hate the place they are and they just cannot wait until, the time is right to say, I'm retiring. Find a better place to retire from and be good to yourself.